This is the journey to One Africa. Hello, everybody. This is Mika, and welcome back to Swahili Nation One Africa. Guys, as I promised you before, I told you that we are going to have a very interesting sessions here in Swahili Nation on Africa. A lot of people have been reaching out to us asking about investing in the continent, specifically the country where we are right now, Tanzania, but they don't know the process A, B, C, D. If I want to move there, what should I do? If I want to do business, what can I do? If I want to invest while still in my country, what can I do? Can I trust the law in Tanzania or in Africa? Can I really meet up with good lawyers who can support and help me, during the process of investment? All these questions I've been getting it for a long period of time, and your men here have been working on this for a while. So today, we're gonna have a very interesting conversation with one of my dear friends and a lawyer here in Tanzania. I've been working with him for a while. He actually helped me in my organization as well, and some projects that we have already done here in Tanzania. I have a privilege to have him in the session today. My brother, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, it's good to be in your office. This is beautiful.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah, this is good, guys. It's good. If you don't mind, maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit and your firm that you're working with, just in short, and we can dive into the topic.
Thanks. I am Gerald Noah, an attorney at NMG Attorneys. It's a business law firm, consulting law firm here in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. We consult different businesses, from sole proprietors, partnerships, and companies who do business here in Tanzania, and some countries that are bordering Tanzania, like Kenya, Rwanda, DRC, Zambia, and some nearby countries. So where we have some partners, and also we travel sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's incredible, man.
Oh,
so things that we're going to talk about today, there's a couple of things. The first thing, we're going to talk about Tanzania in general, the country Tanzania, and we're going to jump into why you should invest in Tanzania.
Okay.
And after that, we're going to dive into the procedures of registrations and all those kind of stuff. So for our viewers, just know that we'll give you all the details, and don't hesitate to drop the comment section or anything that you want to know. We'll be able to come here and to share that with you. So my brother, let's talk about Tanzania a little bit.
Okay, Tanzania is really the beautiful country, and it's a country with wealth of natural resources. It's
Absolutely.
a country like anybody would be Tanzania.
Yeah.
So on the part of just talking about our country, Tanzania is among of 54 countries of Africa, and is located on the east part of Africa, and is bordering some number of countries. I can mention a few, but the more important, you can see it's bordering the Indian Ocean.
Oh yeah.
So we have a lot of spice beaches, Dar es Salaam, but also Zanzibar. People like Zanzibar and not Zanzibar.
Yeah.
So on the part of investment opportunities, Tanzania has a vastity of land, which is very open, and it's very worth on for agriculture. Yeah. Also for mining. There are biggest companies from Canada, United Kingdom, and some from United States and India. Now also they are coming, but also some Chinese companies also are opening doors to invest in mining in Tanzania. So that is,
one day we'll talk about it, about all the stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's give them time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And why we should give, why, the reason why we're having this session, because we wish one of those great companies that are investing in the continent to be from our people.
Yes, sure.
Coming and investing in mining, in diamond and everything. So
absolutely.
This session will help them to understand that.
Yes. Yeah. These big companies, they are coming and they're investing, they're making a lot of profits. And sometimes I was reading it was like last week newspaper, they were discussing, like elites or from universities, discussing how these big companies, they are evading from paying taxes and how the country, they are losing a lot of economy out of these big investments. So yes, it's a very good time to have also local companies which will be investing in their country. They won't be like relying on taxes and some kind of this. Yes,
absolutely.
So it'd be a very good opportunity also for the locals and those maybe diaspora will be very, very interesting to come back to Tanzania and invest in their country. That would be very good.
It'd be incredible. It'd be incredible. So our lawyer here has mentioned about Zanzibar, there's Serengeti, there's Kilimanjaro, there's the Ruaha National Park. There's a lot of things. But we got no time to talk about that. You guys can search online and see them. But also, let's jump to the second point. Why do you think people should invest in Tanzania? Or you can talk in general in Africa and then specific Tanzania where we are today.
Okay, yes. If I can speak about Africa, you know, the whole world is looking to Africa now. You know, the natural resources the African continent have, it's something which is like, it's feeding the whole world.
Absolutely.
You see, if you can talk about mining, so big mines are here in Africa. If you can talk about, now we are speaking of the issues of food security, but you can see how the land of Africa is wealth for agriculture, and so it's a very good opportunity for other people to just come and invest in Africa. But particularly in Tanzania, there are a lot of things to consider as to why an investor would consider to come invest in Tanzania. You can see the investment environment is very good and very attracting most of the investors, because we have some also investors who are expanding their investment in the country because of the conducive investment environment that we are having. And when I talk about conducive investment environment, you can see the political stability, the peace we enjoy in the country, you see. So where there is peace, there is political stability. People come, they can do their investment and be assured that they are going to have their investment, their production will go on without any of interferences. But also when you see the laws, we have different laws that are also attracting the investments. For instance, if we can have a look a little bit on the tax laws.
Okay, that's a good question.
The tax laws, you know, most of the investors, they don't want to maybe share their all profits to the host countries. But when you come to Tanzania, of tax laws which provide for exemptions, I can say generally incentives. You come to invest in mining, you bring some machineries, you are supposed to pay value-added tax, but those machineries to some extent would be zero rated. You won't pay any VAT. Or sometimes you may defer that kind of taxes. That, okay, I want to be paying now, I want to invest now and put this money into investment, then I'll pay these taxes maybe some 10 years to come. This is very good investment environment. You see, so this kind of the laws, and also there are different other incentives. There are some, if you invest in agriculture also, there are some, if you bring some machineries or some plants, it is zero tax. It is tax free. So that thing you can see yourself, like go to Tanzania, you find this environment for the investment. It's a free, it's a kind of like, okay, anybody, any investor would like to do the investment or to do the business there.
Would you, if you look at the entire continent, how would you rate Tanzania compared to other countries when it comes to that investment? That first question. Second question is, this conducive environment for investment in Tanzania, would you say the same thing when it comes to registration of the company? How long does it take? And, you know, for example, if you go to a country like Rwanda, I've heard that you can actually just, you know, open the company today and, you know, get everything today and start, you know, working right away. I don't know about Tanzania, especially when it comes to the law. Would you say that it is also easier to register a company, especially when someone has a lawyer like you and they want to open up their company inside the continent, whether they're living here or they're outside, but they want to have a company here in Tanzania?
Yes. That's very good question, and I think it's also another area which I see is a good opportunity for the investor to invest in Tanzania because of the lesser bureaucracy in the process of registering their business in the country. Now we have the agency. It's called Business Registration and Licensing Agency. This agency is responsible for registering the business and also issuing the license, the business license. So the same agency now is having the mandate to register and issue the license. And the process is done online, virtually. So an investor, if wants to register the business here, let's say register the business as a company or just a business name, is if we want to do business as sole proprietor. This is very easy. You have your all documents which is required. You have every information that is required. Then you just submit them via online. You make their online application. Then they process it depending on maybe number of all the workload they have. But there is a possibility of registering a company within a day. Wow. I have the experience. I was registering a Russian company here in the country, and we submitted a document. In the evening, we had our certificate of compliance.
When is that system started? Did it start, like, do you remember?
Yes. The system started early. I think it was 2019. But there have been some development in the system. So now it's very easy to register a company. Within a day, you may have your certificate. So something very good.
Do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? If you have seen a lot of stories, maybe on YouTube from 2018 and all those stuff, maybe that was all time. But today you can actually get registered right away and get your certification right away of the company. That is very easy. So who are those agents? Are they like lawyers like you, or they are special agents that they can deal with that?
So this is a government authority. It's called Business Registration and Licensing Agency. So it's working within the Ministry of Industry and Trade. So it's a department, government department. It's just mandated to do so. Yes, so it's the government people. What do
you think people should know? Because a lot of people doing these things online, you know, on how to register, or if they want to move here and to do business here. I think we can dive into that. We have a lot of diaspora who are coming to the continent and they want to invest right away. Some people, they want to know the investment environment before they come here, so they want to register then come here. What kind of things they should consider, and how is the procedures here? Okay, so yes, as I said earlier, like, you can register a business because you can register online. So it is very easy where you are, or only that you need, like, what is they need, what kind of information they need, what kind of documents they need. If you have that one, it's very easy. You can register it where you are. So it's very expedited process. So now on the registration, now if we wanna look a little bit on registration, for instance, you wanna to register a company as the mode of operation of your business. You wanna register a company as a foreigner or maybe a diaspora. It depends. You may have a company where you are abroad. You have the company. Now you want also to have a company here in Tanzania. So you may choose the same company to register here in Tanzania, or you register a local company here in Tanzania, which is independent to the company you are having abroad. So it might be
you undergo the same application process, but the result is different. If you have a foreign company now, you want that company to operate here, you want the same company to be registered here, you go through a particular process, and at the end of the day, the agency will give you the so-called certificate of compliance, that you comply with the requirements of a foreign company to operate in the country, in Tanzania. But also you may find like, okay, no, I want me as an individual and have other person to have our own company as a local company, because you be like measuring the benefits having a foreign company operating in the country or having a local company, because we will be having maybe tax benefits differences. Absolutely. You see, so also you just go with the process of registering a local company, and now these are the general requirements for registering a company here in Tanzania. General requirements. So what is needed is the process requires like, or the law requires like at least 2 person to register a company in Tanzania. So at least 2 shareholders.
All right.
So if you're 2, you are doing your business, now you can register the company as 2 shareholders. But also the other requirement is like, you need to have at least 2 directors. So it might be the same person who are shareholders, and the same person can serve the role of directors. And also the law also wants to have at least 1 company secretary. Okay. So you might be 2 persons serving as shareholders, serving as directors, and one of you being a company secretary. So 2 of you register the company within a short period of time, and it is done. So the more the other information which they will need some particulars of these persons, your nationality, your physical address, maybe, okay, you're residing maybe in Western Europe, maybe you're in UK, you're in United States, where you are exactly, the physical address, street, district, the city, maybe you're in the particular county, state, those information will be required. Also, if you're foreigner, that means you need like to have your travel passport, because we need that page with the biography information. Okay, so those are some requirements. But also you need to have definitive business or commercial activities. What sector you want to invest in. So it's very important, like you identify and you list your specified activities. What activities are you going to undertake while you register your company? Maybe it's mining. Maybe it's not general, just on exploration, on mining, or maybe on oil and gas, or maybe it's on agriculture. What particular field in agriculture? Is it livestock? Or maybe about now it's coming something, it's agribusiness. People, they do keep fish somewhere, you are having ponds, something like that. So you must be very specific. But also you need to have projection of your share capital. Okay. Like, okay, I'll be operating my company with this particular projected share capital. This share capital does not mean like you need to have that one in cash or in a bank account at the time you register your company. What is needed, like, okay, you think you and your partner, like maybe in 2, 5 or 10 years to come, will be operating under this capital, maybe 10 million, 20 million, or 50 million. And this projected share capital does not attract some taxes. Because sometimes people like, oh, if I mention a huge number, then tax man will come and tax me more. No, that's not how it is. Because that is a capital. Nobody taxes on capital. The taxes, we focus on income tax. What you gained from your doing of your business. It's not about like, okay, I have 20 million as my capital. Now the taxman will be coming to my capital, tax me on my capital. No, will be coming. You have 20 million as your capital. And out of doing this business with your 20 million, you gain 2 million. Then maybe from this 2 million is where the taxman comes and taxing you the income tax out of this 2 million. And maybe this is 2 million is not net profit. You have some expenses or some kind of operational cost. Then at the end of the day, you find like maybe 1 million is subject to taxation. And they want to be taking all the 1 million. For instance, in our country, yes, it is 30% for the corporate tax. In our country, we charge 30% as corporate tax. Yes.
Wow. That is very important. Let me ask you another question then.
Okay.
So in the tax. So the first time when you open, you need to pay 30%.
No. When you open your company, you don't pay anything for tax.
Right? But after you start running.
Yes, that is coming on when you have annual now profit. You declare profit. When you declare profit is where now the taxman comes to charge on that declared profit.
Is it monthly or annually?
So it's annually. This 30% as corporate tax is annual, but as you start a business, you may make some, we call it, you declare like, according to your projection, like if I invest 20 million, I expect, maybe I'll be making 5 million my profit. So net profit maybe would be, 3 million. Then that 3 million will be subject to corporate tax of 30%. So you have that 30%, you divide them into quarters. So you'll be paying income tax in quarters. You see, you projected I'll be making, maybe net profit will be 1 million. Then maybe out of this million, I'll be paying 30%. Maybe it is 300, you see. So these 300, you divide them in 4 quarters. Then you pay after every 4 months, you pay tax of that amount. And this is by projection. You may end up making that amount or more or less. So the taxman is also lenient, like to allow you to make some modification or adjustment.
So is there only one tax, that corporate tax, or is there other tax?
Yes, for you know, for a corporation or the company who pay for the income tax is just one tax, income tax. But also there will be withholding tax. Withholding tax is when now the company has made some profit and is trying to give dividends to the shareholders. Now the company is required to withhold 5% from every shareholder. So that is the withholding tax. So there are different taxes, but depending on the operations. So I have a company which is having the share capital maybe of 200 more. And this company is required if it's making supplies. So that's why I'm saying it depends on the kind of the company and the sector you are into. If you're doing business, you're making some supplies, then you have the share capital of 200 and more, you are required to register as a value added taxpayer. You see? So you be also required to withhold some taxes on your supplies and limiting it to the tax authority. So there are a number of taxes, but will be depending on your operations. Some of them you'll be required to pay, and some you'll be not required to pay because of the sector you're in.
So it's very important when you want to do business to choose what kind of sector.
What kind of the sector? And maybe that is your passion on that particular sector. So what is important to know what will be the compliance issues.
I think for that as well, it's good to share a little bit, because you said some other tax, it depends on what kind of sector you're going to invest in. So can you give us an example of the sectors that people can invest and they don't have that extra amount of taxes that they need to pay?
Okay, yes. For instance, if you invest in mining, At the end of the day, you're going to pay income tax because of the corporate tax if you make the profit. So
if you don't,
there should be if there. If you make profit, if you don't, then you won't pay for that particular year.
Okay.
You're going to pay withholding tax. This withholding tax will be also depending on the activity involved in, and also if you make profit and you want this to limit dividends to the shareholders, you'll be withholding 5%. If these shareholders are Tanzanians, if they are not, then 10%. Yes. And also you'll be paying withholding tax, for instance, if you rent your office, you see. So you are paying rent, you'll be required to withhold a particular percent, 10% of that rent. You want to be paying your landlord. So 10% you limit it to the tax authority. But also if you have the employees, you'll be paying withholding tax out of the salaries and allowances you give to the employees. You'll be required to pay to withhold. That won't be your tax, it will be the employee's tax. But it is your duty as employer to withhold a particular percent from the salary or allowance of the employee, because that is the way the employee is paying the tax. So that is pay as you earn.
So if your salary is $2,000, then I'm not gonna give you exactly $2,000 because I'll withhold some 5% of that.
Yes. So there is this the tax authority calculator. So you just enter there the amount of the salary and the allowance that you give to this particular employee, and that calculator will give you the amount which you are required to withhold.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So let me ask you this also. So talking about companies and everything, is it required by law that when you are opening a company, you must have a native, like let's say Tanzanian, in your company? If you don't have, are you still allowed to open? If you don't, I mean, if you have, are you allowed? Is it a requirement?
Okay. Yes. The thing is, it's something people, they just say, but it's not within the law.
Oh.
Yes. The law requires 2 persons to incorporate a company. 2 persons, either a resident or non-resident, you're national or a foreigner. So that is, anybody can register.
That is the law,
And I have example. I have registered a company by Russians. There are 2 Russians. They have registered their own company. I've registered a company owned by Chinese, 2 Chinese. So it's possible. So what is required only is because you're the foreigner, you register as a company, as just 2 of you, maybe 3 of you, or all of you, you're foreigners. But when you go to the tax authority, you must appoint a local to be your representative, not to be part of ownership of your company. Ownership of the company is open even if you're all foreigners. But one go to the number of regulators will require you to provide a name and particulars of this person, a local, to be your representative. That means sometimes you are out of the country. This local will be representing you. Maybe it's about tax returns or any issue, maybe the issue of correspondence. They want at least a person to be their representative.
But why do you think a lot of people, they think it is better to have a native as a shareholder as well? It doesn't matter how much, how does it make it a little bit more easier to run the company, especially let's say here in Tanzania, if you have a native in that company?